From the void, before time whispered its first breath, darkness reigned supreme. An infinite canvas, yet utterly empty, stretched beyond comprehension. No sun blazed, no moon gleamed, no stars dared to pierce the absolute blackness. Imagine a silence so profound it was deafening, a stillness so complete it felt eternal. There was no up, no down, no beginning, no end, only the formless expanse of nothingness. This was the primordial state, a realm untouched by light, unshaped by form, waiting. But within this perfect stillness, a divine consciousness stirred. A singular, immeasurable will was about to break the cosmic quiet. It was the precipice of everything. Then an impossible declaration shattered the eternal night. Let there be light, and in an instant, a burst of incandescent glory erupted, tearing through the darkness with unimaginable force. Not a gradual dawn, but an instantaneous, all-encompassing brilliance that defined existence. This was not the gentle glow of a lamp, but the raw, unadulterated power of creation itself. The light pulsed with an energy that spoke of order, of intent, of a guiding hand. It separated itself from the lingering shadows, creating the very first distinction. Day was born, distinct from the night, setting the rhythm for all that would follow. A boundary was established, a cosmic line drawn. Next, the divine focus turned to the tumultuous waters that covered everything. A vast, formless ocean, swirling and chaotic, dominated the nascent world. Above it, the very breath of God hovered, a powerful, unseen force preparing for its next command. Let there be an expanse between the waters, came the decree, to separate water from water. Immediately, an invisible, yet incredibly powerful dome began to rise. It stretched upwards, pushing against the crushing weight of the primordial seas. The waters below were distinct from the waters above, held apart by this newly formed firmament. An ethereal sky, the very vault of heaven, was now etched into reality. The stage was set, the cosmic architecture beginning to take shape, yet the land remained hidden, submerged beneath endless seas. Imagine the planet as a swirling blue marble, entirely covered, with no hint of solid ground. Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, commanded the Creator, and let dry ground appear. With an unimaginable groan, the mighty oceans began to recede. Mountains slowly, majestically pushed skyward, breaking the surface. Valleys deepened, rivers carved their paths, and vast continents emerged, shedding the watery embrace. The dry land, called earth, and the gathered waters, called seas, stood in stark contrast. But the newly exposed land was barren, stark, and utterly devoid of life. No verdant green, no towering forests, no delicate blossoms graced its surface. It was a testament to raw geology, a canvas awaiting its vibrant hues. Let the land produce vegetation, came the next breathtaking instruction. Seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And instantaneously, the earth burst into an explosion of life. Forests erupted, meadows unfurled, and fruit trees laden with sustenance materialized. Every plant, every leaf, every bloom appeared in its perfect, intricate design, each carrying the blueprint for future generations. Yet, overhead, the sky remained a uniform, unadorned expanse. The newly thriving plant life lacked a sustained source of light, a rhythm to guide its growth. Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky, declared the divine architect, to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. Then, with a breathtaking sweep, the sun blazed forth, a colossal furnace of light and warmth. The moon appeared, a gentle luminary for the night, casting soft shadows. Countless stars ignited across the vast cosmic tapestry, each a distant, twinkling jewel. These celestial bodies were placed with such precision, governing seasons and marking time with unfailing accuracy. The waters, though separated, still yearned for life. The air, though distinct, was silent, unpierced by wing or song. "Let the water teem with living creatures," came the next powerful directive, "and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." The oceans erupted with an astonishing diversity of life. Giant sea creatures, magnificent and mysterious, glided through the depths. Schools of fish, shimmering and vibrant, darted through coral reefs. At the same moment, the air filled with the beating of wings. Birds of every feather, with their unique calls and graceful flight, soared through the sky, bringing a new dimension of movement and sound. The world was vibrant, alive, teeming with countless forms of non-human life, a symphony of existence. But still, something fundamental was missing. The pinnacle of creation, the very purpose for this magnificent stage, had yet to emerge. There was a profound anticipation, a sense of a grand design nearing its ultimate revelation. "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness," declared the Creator. A profound shift in tone, a moment of intimate design. This was no mere command to appear, but a deliberate, thoughtful act of crafting. A decision of unparalleled importance was being made, one that would forever define the relationship between Creator and created. Then, with an intensity that resonates through eternity, the most extraordinary act of creation began. Not from a spoken word, but from the very dust of the ground, God formed humanity. Imagine the hands of the divine, meticulously shaping the raw earth, molding it with intricate care and unparalleled artistry. This was a personal touch, a direct engagement with the material world. Every curve, every joint, every organ was fashioned with divine precision. And then the most vital element. He breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. A lifeless form, utterly still, suddenly stirred, animated by the very essence of God. The first human, Adam, opened his eyes to a world of breathtaking beauty. Imagine the awe, the wonder, the sheer sensory overload of seeing colors, hearing sounds, feeling textures for the very first time. He was placed in the Garden of Eden, a paradise meticulously prepared just for him. Every tree was pleasant to the eye and good for food, a landscape of abundant provision. Rivers flowed, sustaining the lush environment, branching into 4 majestic headwaters. It was a place of perfect harmony, a sanctuary designed for intimacy with the Creator. But even in this perfection, a subtle tension existed, an unspoken test on the horizon. Adam was given a sacred trust, a divine mandate. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. He was not a passive observer, but an active participant in this glorious creation. He was given dominion, responsibility, and the profound task of naming every living creature. Imagine the immense intellectual and creative capacity required for such an undertaking. Yet amidst all this beauty and purpose, a solitary note resonated. Adam was alone. Every creature had its mate, its counterpart, but he had none. A subtle ache, an incompleteness began to settle in this perfect world. Recognizing this void, the Creator made a profound observation. "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." This wasn't an oversight, but a deliberate part of the divine plan, highlighting the intrinsic human need for companionship. A deep sleep fell upon Adam, a mysterious, profound slumber that veiled the next act of creation. It was a moment of vulnerability, of absolute trust in the divine surgeon. This was not about forming from dust again, but about drawing from Adam's very being. A new, equally miraculous creation was about to emerge, intimately connected to the first. From Adam's side, a rib was carefully removed, not a lesser part, but a foundational one, designed for closeness and equality. And from this single rib, God fashioned the first woman, Eve. Imagine the tenderness, the meticulous artistry involved in shaping her unique form. She was not taken from his head to rule over him, nor from his feet to be trampled by him, but from his side, to be his equal, his companion, his closest confidant. When Adam awoke, the sight that greeted him was one of profound recognition and joy. His declaration, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh," was a spontaneous burst of divine affirmation. Thus humanity was complete, male and female, reflecting the diverse image of their Creator. They were designed for perfect partnership, a complementary union intended to multiply and fill the earth. The divine blessing upon them was clear. "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it." They were granted stewardship over the entire creation, a sacred responsibility to care for and cultivate God's masterpiece. Their relationship, unmarred by shame or self-consciousness, was one of pure intimacy and trust. They walked naked and unashamed, a testament to their innocence and the perfection of their being. Yet even in Eden, a single boundary existed, a crucial test of their obedience and trust. Amidst the countless trees laden with delicious fruit, two trees stood out: the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A clear command was given: "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it you will certainly die." This was not an arbitrary rule, but a profound statement about the nature of free will and the consequence of choosing independence over divine wisdom. The choice, though seemingly simple, held monumental implications. Reflecting on God's design, we see an unparalleled order. Each day built upon the last, a meticulously planned progression from chaos to cosmic harmony, from the separation of light and darkness to the positioning of celestial bodies, from the emergence of land to the flourishing of life. Every step was purposeful. There was no randomness, no accident, but a symphony of creative commands that resonated with infinite wisdom. The very fabric of the universe, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy, bears the indelible stamp of this divine organization. It speaks of a Creator who is both infinitely powerful and intimately precise. The sheer detail in God's creation speaks volumes about His personal engagement. He didn't merely command a world into being. He painted it with vibrant colors, sculpted its mountains, and breathed life into its creatures. Each species, each ecosystem, each intricate biological process reveals a mind of unimaginable brilliance. Consider the delicate balance of nature, the interdependence of living things, the complex cycles that sustain life, all evidence of a master craftsman. Humanity, formed from dust and imbued with divine breath, stands as the ultimate testament to this meticulous care and personal investment. We are not an afterthought, but the crowning glory. God's purpose for humanity was never to be solitary or without guidance. We were made for relationship, with Him and with one another. The creation of Eve underscored this fundamental truth. We are designed for connection, for mutual support, for shared life. Our capacity for love, for creativity, for moral reasoning, directly reflects the image of our Creator within us. We were placed in a garden, not a cage, given freedom, not absolute control, and entrusted with stewardship, not exploitation. This profound purpose grounds our existence, giving meaning and direction to our lives, even amidst a fallen world. The creation story is more than just an ancient myth. It's a foundational narrative that speaks to our deepest questions. Where did we come from? Why are we here? What is our ultimate purpose? It provides answers rooted in divine intention, not cosmic accident. It reveals a God who is active, personal, and profoundly invested in His creation, especially humanity. This narrative, rich in wonder and power, calls us to consider our place in the grand tapestry of existence. It challenges us to look beyond the visible and ponder the invisible hand that shaped everything. Ultimately, God's masterpiece is not just the world around us, but humanity itself. We are the bearers of His image, entrusted with His creation, and called to live in relationship with Him. The tension within the story, from the initial void to the single forbidden tree, reminds us of the profound responsibility that comes with such a gift. It's a story of ultimate beginnings, perfect design, and the incredible value placed upon human life. As we reflect on these profound truths, we are invited to awe, to worship, and to live in light of the extraordinary masterpiece that is our world and ourselves.